Tim Elko is here, and he's beautiful. White Sox win. We got more on the CHGO White Sox postgame show. CHGO White Sox post-game show coming to you live from Studio B of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. This is presented by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary with our friends over at Bet365. Download the app and use code CHGO365 when you sign up with our friends over at Bet365. White Sox win 4-2. Welcome in. I'm Sean Anderson, your CHGO White Sox host, being produced today by Sarah.
Hi.
Hello. The chat's going crazy for Tim Elko. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribing to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel. We got White Sox shorts out the wazoo on this channel now. You can watch the Elko home run on our shorts.
Making millions.
We got 1 million views short.
Millions and counting.
Mike Talkman pulling up lame before home. And did you know the Pope is a White Sox fan? I put on my finest Pope gear. He picked Leo the 14th because of Paul Konerko, huh? I didn't hear that 15 times this weekend. I did. Anyways, hit that thumbs up button. Sox Jack from Lyle saying, yay. Derek Ant saying Elko Day. And Ellie saying, I'm in love with Elko. Who isn't? Sox win 4-2. This game was fairly boring. The game on Friday was fine. The game on Saturday, fairly boring. This wasn't a good weekend for baseball. The Marlins and White Sox are not good teams, but there were some pretty good performances. Goop Like Soup mentions today was the Matt Tice game. Matt Tice has had some phenomenal games with the bat this year, and Matt Tice caught 3 runners today, stealing. Let's go through with it. I just got my notes for the day, and before we get into the game, we got through the presenting sponsor. We've spoiled the end of the game that Tim Elko hits a home run. We have not wished the moms out there a happy Mother's Day. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my grandma. 2 people that I know watch. How many viewers do we have right now? 37. We have 2 of them are my mom and my grandma. So shout out to those 2 people.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to Lenora and Ann. And then shout out to Kathy, R.I.P. A little Sky Point for the other grandma. All right, we got notes today. If you want to give a shout out to your mom too in the chat, Sarah will give you a shout out. Anyways, Sean Burke was on the mound for the Sox today. Burke, not too good. Shane Smith on Saturday, very, very good. We'll talk about Shane Smith later on, probably after we talk about today's game. Sean Burke, not so good. And a consistent theme for him was letting the leadoff hitter on. He did that in the top of the first, but as Goop Like Soup mentions, he walks Edwards on a 3-2 count, and then Matt Tice, beautiful throw, gets Edwards, caught stealing. Then there's a K on a 3-2 count to Sanchez. So you like the result in a strikeout, but just way too many pitches for Sean Burke. And then he gets a ground out, but 14 pitches through the top of the first for Sean Burke. Bottom of the first, the White Sox facing Sandy Alcantara. He hasn't been good this year, but it's mainly just because he is recovering from Tommy John, and what they say, they being pitchers who have had Tommy John, is the velocity is there. It's just command isn't exactly there. You're really just getting used to having a brand new ulnar muscle. I don't know. You tear it. So just connection. They're reconnecting it. I have never had Tommy John. I stopped throwing after I was in 8th grade. So don't ask me. But what they say, pitchers who've had Tommy John, command is the last thing to come. So what Alcantara has really gotten into issues with is him trying to get pitches over in counts he's been behind on and leaving them fat over the middle of the plate and then just giving up a ton of home runs. Alcantara really didn't have to worry about that with the White Sox today because Robert on the bench he has a day off. He's dealing with a knee issue. And Vargas, also on the bench, he's dealing with an ankle and calf issue. What Walker McKinven said was, with Robert and Vargas getting the day off yesterday as well, is that they're giving these guys 3 straight days off with an off day on Monday. The Sox have played 26 of the last 27 days, so now is a time to get a 3-day rest for these guys. So no Robert and Vargas, a light lineup for the Sox. Mydroth able to get a leadoff single, but then the Sox go 1-2-3 after that. Burke, 34 pitches through the second. Nothing really interesting in the top of the second. It was just Sean Burke missing the zone a ton and kind of walking on a tightrope, trying to get out of damage. In the bottom of the sixth, Alcantara also just really poor command. He was 0 for 6 on first pitch strikes to start the game. Josh Palacios had a walk in the bottom of the second. I think he had a walk in the bottom of the fourth. And then in the bottom of the sixth, he had a single. Josh Palacios had his best game against, probably one of the toughest pitchers he's faced all year, getting on 3 times against Alcantara. And then on the top of the third, 63 pitches for Burke through 3 innings. He walked the second baseman, Sonoja, on 5 pitches. He had a pickoff attempt, and then they tried to challenge it. That challenge failed. Then Sanchez and Edwards flied out to left field. You have 2 outs. You think that you could just probably go after Ramirez. He walks Ramirez in a 3-2 count with 2 outs. Then he walks Wagman on 6 pitches. It was his 5th walk through 3 innings. It was a career high. He didn't walk anyone after that and was able to escape a jam with the bases loaded with a pop-out in foul territory. Sox are able to get their first run of the game in the bottom of the third. Baldwin grounds out. Then Michael A. Taylor has a single. Mydroth strikes out. Michael A. Taylor stole second, and Michael A. Taylor got some great jumps off Sandy Alcantara, was able to steal second. There's a play later on when Vaughn is at bat where you have Rojas on first, Michael A. Taylor on second. I don't know why I'm calling him Taylor A. Michael A. Taylor almost stole third. Vaughn fouled it off, but Taylor and Rojas could have had second and third, easily stolen. Alcantara walks Rojas on 4 pitches. Taylor again bugs Sandy at second, tried to steal third base, but Vaughn drives him in an RBI single. Sox lead 1-0. Tice, even though he had a good game, flied out to left field. Sox aren't able to add more damage, and even though Burke 63 pitches through 3 innings, Alcantara 53 pitches through 3 innings. And the one thing that I've heard about Alcantara is they're trying to be cautious with him as he's returning from Tommy John. Later on in this game, we'll get to Alcantara throwing 107 pitches before he's taken out. I have no idea why. Anyways, top of the fourth, Burke's on the mound. This could be his last inning. He goes 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 5 walks, 2 Ks, 91 pitches. Really nothing interesting besides Burke letting up 2 singles and then trying to get out of trouble again. But in the top of the fourth, Brooke Fletcher interviewed Nancy Faust. Yay! Nancy Faust is back, everybody. The longtime organist for the Chicago White Sox is back for the 125th season. Nancy played her first game today. She also has a date on May 25th against the Rangers, June 8th against the Royals, June 29th against the Giants, July 13th against Cleveland, and then August 10th through Cleveland. I'll talk a little bit about Nancy later on, but one thing she told Brooke was the one game that she missed in her 42 years, the one game she missed when she was doing organist work was 42 years ago on Mother's Day, when she missed because she gave birth to her son, Eric. So there you go. And Eric was at the game. So they get the win for Nancy Faust. They get the win for Eric's birthday. And, the hardworking mother who only missed 1 game per her word, she was giving birth, which is a pretty good reason to miss a game. So shout out to Nancy Faust, and we'll talk about her just more in a second. I do have one thing starred here. Edwards stole second, but that was right. Talking about Matt Tice being the GOAT. Sorry. Should make my notes a little bit more streamlined. Sonoja lined out to left field, so there's 2 outs. Edwards had a 2-out RBI single that made it 1-1 in the top of the fourth. So Edwards is at first, and then I believe that there's just 2 runners. I just wrote 2 singles to lead off the inning. Mydroth had a slick play going to his right There was runners on first and second. There was a ball hit in between the third baseman and shortstop. Mydroth ranging to his right, made the throw with his feet unsettled to Rojas, who kind of like had to backpedal to the base to get the force out. So that was a really nice play there by Mydroth. But anyways, regardless. Oh, no, sorry. It was Fortes. I have it written down here. Edwards goes to steal second base. He does that 3 times today. First time he gets caught stealing. Second time it won't actually count as a stolen base because with the runner on third, Tice is aware that if he throws to second, that Fortes can come home and possibly steal the base. If Edwards is called safe at second base, on the throw down to second base, Fortes could run home and possibly make it a 2-1 game. Tice is really paying no attention to Edwards and throws behind Fortes, and Rojas is able to tag Fortes out, and Fortes really just caught napping. Didn't really actively want to steal home, it seemed like, and he thought that if a throw was happening, that it was going down to second base. So he was just kind of unaware that the throw just went behind him, and hey, buddy, you're out. So great job by Tice getting Burke out of the inning because, again, he wasn't really in control today, for a lack of a better word. 4 innings pitch, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 5 walks, 2 Ks, 91 pitches, again, for Burke. Bottom of the 4th, Alcantara is able to get through everybody besides Josh Palacios. He struck out Sosa, swinging. Elko K'd on a whiff, and Brooks Baldwin K'd on a whiff. Then Mike Vassell comes in the top of the 5th. He only allowed an infield single, but is able to get around that. In the bottom of the 5th inning, Alcantara on the mound. Mydroth is caught stolen again. Oh, sorry. I wrote CS, which is stupid because that's called strike and caught stolen. So again, if we're talking about streamlining Sean's notes, if notes are going to be my lifeboat, we got to streamline them a bit.
ChatGPT them. Have them reorganize them. You can take a picture and then have them reorganize it.
I got enough plastic over here. I'm going to kill probably the earth with just the plastic alone. I don't know about ChatGPT. Anyways, I wrote CS. Bottom of the 5th inning, we have history. Will Venable gets his first ejection of its major league career. Mydroth has a called strike against him below the zone. It's a curveball from Alcantara. It's unclear if Timms or Venable is the first to actually be thrown out by Bill Miller, the home plate umpire. And then Venable comes out. Timms comes out behind him, and Venable just kind of yelling, not even like amped up or swearing, just him coming out angered at Bill Miller gets him rung up. So Timms and Venable both ejected in the bottom of the 5th. It's Venable's first ejection, and it's do you know the term almond mom, Sarah?
I do.
Okay. How would you explain an almond mom to the group?
I would explain an almond mom is a mom not with an eating problem, but I would say probably one where they're very limited on the type of food they keep in their home. It's a lot of it's like an ingredient household.
If you grew up in an almond mom house, you
have flour, you have sugar,
yes,
you have almonds, of course, because that was a staple. Maybe some rice in there.
If you're lucky, the 100-calorie pack of like Chips Ahoy Thins.
Yes.
Do you remember those?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then honey, a bottle of honey.
So our guy Will Venable kind of gives almond mom.
Reduced fat cheese sticks.
So to see him yelling is kind of like you're only seeing your almond mom yelling when in traffic. So Will Venable faced some traffic, and it still wasn't anything like Lou Piniella, right? This isn't going to be a Sports Center highlight. It's just Will Venable yelled for a little bit and then got thrown out of the game. But hey, it's his first ejection otherwise. Mydroth at the plate. Again, with the horrible called strike, is at the plate. He gets the bad called strike against him, but ball don't lie. Everyone knows that. It's like karma. It's how the universe works. Ball doesn't lie. Mydroth hits a double down the line, but then Rojas lines out to second base. Vaughn flies out to right field. No damage done in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 6th, Vassell comes out in a tie game. Norby reaches on a bad throw, but then Tice again, 3 runners caught stolen. I wrote CS again. Nice snap tag by Mydroth. Mervis walked, but then a nice rangy catch by Sosa to end the inning. So it's a tie game going into the 6th inning. It is a perfect time for a break because the bottom of the 6th, it is time for the big moment where Tim Elko homers. Victor Von Doom says, don't forget Tim also got ejected. Tim's and Venable got ejected. So I wasn't sure who got ejected the first time, whether it was Venable or Tim's, because they were both upset about the Mydroth called strike. Miller just ejects somebody. They both come out. So whoever didn't get ejected the first time gets ejected the second time. So both of them get ejected. We'll talk about Tim Elko in just a second after the break. We want to let you know about our friends over at Empire. If you are a homeowner, the one thing that you want to do is put in homes that will last you forever. Go talk to the experts over at Empire. What? Are you going to go do it yourself? You're going to go to the big box store? You're going to go to the big box store with 25 aisles with the experts being my cousin Jake, who works at a big box store? In one day, Jake will work at the self-checkout lines. One day he'll work in flooring. One day he'll work in paint. He's not a real expert. He doesn't know what's going to look good in your home. He's 23 years old. He wants to be an actor, not a contractor. So go to the experts over at Empire today. They will show you the great styles that will look perfect in your home, and they will give you a free estimate today. So go check out our friends over at Empire. Schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are better at home. They also can set you up with real contractors who can do the work rather than you asking a buddy. That won't go well. CHGO listeners can receive a $350 off discount when using a promo code CHGO. You heard that right, a $350 off discount with promo code CHGO. Restrictions apply. Visit empiretoday.com/CHGO for details. 588-2300. Empire today. Again, happy Mother's Day. Hit that like button. We also want to let you know about our friends over at rate.com. Get your phones out. We got a little QR code for you to download. Download the Rate app. Make an account today with our friends over at Rate. Not only are they the app to buy a home, get a loan, to deal with money stuff in general, they're also a wellness app. They have over 800 free wellness videos where you can meditate, breathe, stretch. There are post games where I need to meditate, breathe, and stretch. Download the Rate app. They are known for their loans and work in the home business. The Rate app is a serious game changer. You can get pre-approved for a mortgage in minutes without the need to jump through millions of hoops. And if you're thinking about getting a home equity loan or a personal loan, you could secure one in under 15 days. The Rate app also helps you find the best homeowners and auto insurance based on what you actually need. And again, the unexpected bonus, over 800 free wellness videos. So if you're stressed out about a loan or your mortgage, the Rate app handles everything. Once that's covered, you can go hit one of their free wellness videos to chill out. So download the Rate app today to get started. Scan that QR code and download the Rate app today. Hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribing to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Happy Mother's Day again. Just tons of shout out. People are very, very excited about Tim Elko. It is Tim Elko Day. Do we have the yeah buddy? I see the yeah buddy. I'm surprised.
0-2 from Kopech. Yes, he did. Buddy.
All right, pause it. Because then he starts talking more. And we start doing the immaculate inning. Then we start going into Scruggs McGee or whoever was the last person to throw the immaculate inning. I'm surprised that we did not get a Tim Elko soundbite out of John Triffin today. That's the moment we need John Triffin for. For him to be loud, obnoxious, and annoying is this moment. What's that?
We ruined him.
We did.
No, we did. I remember that at the beginning of the season, I was thinking, I think we memed him too much, which sucks because that was one of my favorite parts of last year was him. It
wasn't the right team for it.
No.
Now, hey, they're 5-6 in May. I think they're going 500 in May. I don't know, folks. Oh, jeez. All right, let's get into Tim Elko. I got some more stats just on why they'll go 5-6 in May. But here's the moment. Bottom of the 6th, Sandy Alcantara on the mound. Tyson Palacios single. Palacios, again, was on 3 times today. Elko gets a fat, middle, 87-mile-per-hour slider that just does not break. It is just an absolute spinning meatball that's elevated. Elko takes it out to left field, 4-1 Sox. First hit of his career, first home run. He was called up on Saturday. Nick Maton DFA'd. They finally did it. I don't understand why, when Benintendi hit the IL, why Elko wasn't called up immediately. Maton isn't that good. Tim Elko has been very good in AAA. And Tim Elko isn't this, interesting prospect. He is, I think, a good baseball player, but is he an interesting prospect? No, he played 5 years of college baseball. He was worth a $35,000 signing bonus in the 10th round of an MLB draft. He isn't a guy that is going to be the future of the White Sox. God love Tony Gill. Congratulations to him and his family, as they just added a new child to their family. And he said, Tim Elko can be a thing. And it's like, this is a Yermin Mercedes thing. This is a guy that will, in some form, play baseball for the next 5 to 7 years of his life and hit 100 home runs combined through Major League Baseball, Minor League Baseball, some Asian League, KBO, NPB. I don't know exactly where he would end up. Maybe he goes to a Venezuelan Winter League, just like Lenin Sosa did, or something like that, the Dominican Winter League. Like, this is going to be a guy that uses his ability to drive baseballs very, very far to make money until he's like 35. Is he a piece? I don't know. Let's show what you were trying to show there, Sarah. This is from Ellie Ben Porat, a lovely Canadian. You can follow them at Ellie Ben Porat on X. I believe they work over at Baseball Prospectus. I bet if I'm wrong, my apologies. Tim Elko is really good, is what Ellie says. His average exit velocity on fly balls is tremendous and tells a different story than his average launch angle. Dude mashes and makes a ton of contact. Going to be a good major leaguer. Swing decisions could stand to improve. And just look at the numbers on the top left, close to Tim Elko's mug. The 90th percentile exit velocities, 80.9%. On average, he is 5.4% better than the major league, or the major league 90th percentile exit velocity. This is a guy that hits the ball very, very hard, harder than most major leaguers. The one thing that he can stand to improve on, and Ellie mentions it in the write-up that he does there, the average launch angle, which is a little bit more to the right, where that purple shows up. Happy Mother's Day. There's a little bit of the purple and pink in there. Average launch angle, 4.8 degrees. That is minus 8.3 degrees worse than the MLB average on an average launch angle. Drives a lot of balls into the dirt. And his hard hit launch angle, which are balls hit 95 miles per hour or harder, it's a launch angle of 9.5 degrees. That's a difference of 3.4 degrees than major league average. But something that Ellie mentions is when he does hit a fly ball, it's hit very, very hard. So you might see somebody that is going to strike out, ground out, and hit a lot of home runs. Is it sustainable? No. This is why he goes in the 10th round. This is why he plays 5+ seasons of college baseball. He's a very, very good baseball player. There's a reason why he's on the major league team right now. He worked his tail off to hone in that talent and get here. Will he be able to make it a very long career like Michael A. Taylor has been able to because of Michael A. Taylor's athleticism when he was young, to play great defense, to swing the bat very hard, to create high exit velocities at a young age? Like, no, Elko had to work his butt off to get this chance. And those chances can be taken away in a second. Let's go to something that Jared Willis, our colleague, wrote up at allchgo.com. I found this interesting. Again, Elko was a 10th round pick in 2022. He wrote this on Saturday. Quote, "He is so far down the Sox' own organizational prospect rankings that he's not listed in their own top 30, and he just had one hit with the big league club in minor league baseball or in spring training this year. He isn't a guy that has future value. He isn't a guy that you can look at for the next 6 years of team control and say, when he's 31, this is somebody that we're going to have to entertain as a free agent. It's just not the path that you'd think Tim Elko will go on. This is a player with some fairly large holes that, if exploited, if he's not able to lift the ball, if he's not able to hit home runs, he'll pretty much lose all of his value in an instant. Hopefully he's able to work on all of that stuff. But, I mean, David Snyder mentions, be interested to see how Workman does when he comes back. He has a ton of power potential if he could fix his glove ability. The one thing that he did have, Workman, when he was talked about in the minor leagues, again, he's never played above A ball before this year. He was taken in the Rule 5 draft, was that he's an excellent fielder, that he could play shortstop, third base, second base, first base. I feel Gage Workman, who's 6'4", with power, can play short, third, second base, first base, will have likely a longer major league career than Tim Elko, because Tim Elko does one thing. Tim Elko can hit a ball very, very hard. A lot harder than my 5'8" Irish self can. That's why I'm not a major leaguer. He can hit the ball much harder than Andrew Vaughn typically can as well. That's why, this is now pressure for Andrew Vaughn. Venable did play it off that, these two can survive on a major league roster together. And I do think that that's absolutely true. I'm not calling for Vaughn to lose his job, because you look at Friday, Andrew Vaughn in the second inning hit a home run. On Saturday, you look in the top of the first, Andrew Vaughn, solo home run. You look at today, the first run driven in by Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn just had a very good series. But is that because Andrew Vaughn knows that there's competition finally on the roster? I think that it's a sign to Vaughn to say, hey, we're ready to see something happen. And I think it's a great sign that you're seeing Vaughn succeed and Elko succeed, because this is a team that struggles to score runs. You saw this on Saturday when they scored one single run. They played 4 games in Kansas City and should have been shut out 3 separate times. They were lucky to even score a run on that Wednesday game. They needed some pop. They needed some power. Elko, if he can provide it consistently, this team could be fun. They need Benintendi to come back. I'm pretty sick of Palacios, even though he got on 3 times today. I'm fairly done watching Michael A. Taylor. He's a nice veteran, but I'll be excited for Mike Tauchman or Austin Slater to come back. This team, I think, can be fun bad. We'll talk about how after the break in just a second. I just have more on Tim Elko because we got about 2 minutes here. Elko in the minor leagues, 325 games, a 293 average, 61 home runs, 58 doubles, 218 RBIs. Elko at Ole Miss in 5 seasons, a 293 average, the same average he had in the minor leagues, a 642 slugging, and 46 home runs, 2 shy of the Ole Miss record, 48 career home runs. He also is the current Ole Miss single-season home run record holder, 24 home runs in 2022. In 2021, Tim Elko was returning from a torn ACL. Tim Elko was the captain of the Ole Miss baseball team, and in 2021, he bounced back from a ACL tear that happened and still played. And in 49 games, he hit 325, 444, 675. And then in the next year, they won the national championship. 3 current White Sox on that 2022 Ole Miss team are currently White Sox. Jacob Gonzalez, Calvin Harris, obviously Tim Elko, who was the captain. Elko that year hit 300, 424, 75 RBIs, 63 runs in 65 games. He was an All-American. He was the MVP of the Coral Gables region, and he was a College World Series all-tournament team. Again, just kind of a folk hero in Ole Miss because of that return from his torn ACL, him hitting 325, 16 homers, a 675 slugging percentage. It seemed like every time that you were seeing a college baseball highlight on Twitter back then, it was a Tim Elko home run in 2021, and same thing in 2022 as well. Just a folk hero in college baseball. And again, as Jared's quote says. He's so far down the Sox own organizational prospect ranking that he's not listed in their own top 30. I am just excited for this kid to have a chance. There was one thing that was written by Chase Parnham by Rebel Grove over at Rivals.com. I'm just going to read a section of it. Last season made Tim Elko immortal. There's a forever nature to the story of the torn ACL after being named the National Hitter of the Month, and the recovery that turned into a story of preservation. Oh, wow, I don't know how to read. I don't know how to read. Perseverance. Hey, yeah, let's go. It's exciting. We learned a word today. That's really good. Perseverance.
2 from Kopech. Yes, he did.
Yeah, buddy. It turned into a story of perseverance weeks later. Elko hit more home runs on a knee without an ACL than he did prior to the injury. Questions about last season and the ACL pepper into press conference even now, and it's the defining item of evidence of Tim Elko's place in history at Ole Miss, at least in perception. He was named Oxford Regional MVP a season ago with 1 ACL and has spent 3 years as the positional player most responsible for the Rebels' success through his play and his demeanor and leadership. When things were dire in late April, Elko led the team meeting where players voiced frustrations and put aside whatever semblance of brokenness that infected the roster during the difficult weeks that led Ole Miss to a 13th place standing in the SEC with 3 regular season weeks remaining. But the ACL season and the leadership are only add-ons to what has become apparent. Elko simply is one of the most accomplished players in program history and was a huge leader for that team. So just an exciting player. Shout out to Perseverance as well. Hit the like button for Perseverance. Hit the like button for Tim Elko's Perseverance. We have to take a break because I am embarrassed. Let's let you know about our friends over at Sunnyside. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary is Illinois' favorite dispensary. They are your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping, a place where all kinds of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, and purchase a wide array of high-quality products. Sunnyside has everything you need to elevate your summer. They're a one-stop shop for all your cannabis needs. Sunnyside has an expertly curated menu with over 100 strains to choose from, plus an easy online ordering and in-store pickup. Sunnyside is Illinois' favorite dispensary with locations in the city like Wrigleyville and River North, and with the suburbs, with locations in Champaign and South Beloit. You can go visit Elmwood Park as well, the lovely village of Elmwood Park. They have a Sunnyside over there. Visit Sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary, bright buys every day, only for 21 plus or Illinois medical card holders. We also want to let you know about our friends over at Bet365. I had a fun week this week on Bet365. I bet on some UFC. I bet on some golf. I bet on some White Sox baseball. Hey, you know who took the White Sox money line today? This guy. Plus 120. Your boy won, I think, like $10. Let's go. Woo! Did the Royals win? That was probably also important. Anyways, Bet365 is now live in Illinois. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. New customers now get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up. Use code CHGO365, deposit $10, and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins or lose. Also, with Bet365, they offer early payouts. You're a winner if your team goes up 5 runs ahead with instant payouts on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners on MLB bets if your team goes up 5 runs. So download the app and use code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER in app only. Sarah's saying hit that thumbs up button. I think we got like 44 people watching, 23 likes. If you are watching, hit that thumbs up button. We're hanging out in Studio A. I think I said we're hanging out in Studio B. We've been upgraded because of the White Sox win, because the White Sox have won their 3rd series of the year, because the White Sox are 5-6 in May. We're going to let you know about our fun promotion with the shop in just a second. I have to take a sip of water. What up? You can talk on the mic, or you just.
I know. I was trying to say something, but then I was like, you know what? it's okay.
All right. If you want to click the link in the description, you can participate in our ball knower bonus. Buy, pick, and win. May 16th through the 18th. The Crosstown Series is going to happen. Before that series starts, go make a purchase over on our shop over at ALLCITY. I'm sorry. I should get our shop correctly. store.allcity.network.com. Don't actually go to the site. Click the link in the description. That's how it should work. Click the link in the description. You can place a $25 order and predict the winner of the Crosstown Series to win a bonus gift card equal to your full order value if you pick the winner. So if you think the White Sox will win the 3-game series against the Cubs coming up, go click the link in the description, click pick and shop that's next to the Chicago White Sox. Go spend $25 or more. And if the White Sox win on the 16th through the 18th, you get a bonus gift card equal to your full order value. So go check that out in the description below. Sarah also shared it in the chat there. Goop Like Soup says, that's actually Gatorade, Sean. Silly Sean. We do have red Gatorade here. This is the strawberry flavor, and we do have the Great Value pure drinking water. I just want to be fully transparent with you, the people. Do we have the no, we don't have the solo shot. Okay.
I can get the solo shot.
No, can we get the solo shot?
I can do whatever you want.
Let's really zoom in. Let's make this a really, because I have to be straight with the people. Sox just won 4-2. Sox are now 12-29 on the year. I just want to be real with you. This is water. This is Gatorade. I drank this. I told you that I was going to drink this. I was wrong. To you, the people, to the mothers out there, on Mother's Day, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to lie to you, I wouldn't even say American people, because White Sox fans are worldwide. To you, the people, I am sorry. All I can do is be genuine. I'm embarrassed. This is probably the biggest mistake of my career.
I want to remind people too that we also, because we do have our crosstown.
Take the one shot off me. Thank you for setting that up.
I want to remind people we have our crosstown. During the crosstown, we also have that during the Friday 120 Club, which is on the 16th. And so if you guys do want to show up, all the Sox fans, and head out to Wrigley and show up.
Yeah, I mean, so Friday 120 Club, they hang out in the left field bleachers because from what I understand, right field sucks. I don't know anything about Wrigley lore, but that's what Cody tells me. You could go sit with a bunch of Cubs fans.
Plus Cody
wearing
and Braggs
green shirts.
Yeah.
Plus Cody and Braggs holding signs blocking the view of the people behind.
The White Sox fans could do what the Dodgers did when they came to town.
There was a parade through the street.
It was a parade through the street.
I think things would. I don't know. I don't think things.
And before you do that, you could do your bet, your ball. What is a ball knower's best?
Ball knower bonus.
Ball knower bonus.
Come on, that rolls off the tongue. Ball knower bonus. Ball knower bonus. Ball knower bonus. Ball knower bonus.
You do more talking than I do, so you're better. But yeah, you could do that and just lots of crosstown stuff.
Yeah, there you go. So shout out to Cody and Braggs. I think if I'm going to be stepping into Wrigley Field on that Friday, I will be sitting behind home plate and away from them in left field, because that's not something I can do. Anyways, Sox are 5-6 in May. I think I've said that enough, but this team is definitely different than 2024. Bob Nightingale tweeted this out. Kansas City, Detroit, Minnesota, and Cleveland are 74-9 combined when allowing 3 runs or less. The White Sox, after today, are 10-10 when allowing 3 runs or less. This team struggles to score runs. You go look at Saturday. We haven't talked about it yet. They lose 3-1. Vaughn gives them the 1-0 lead on the solo home run, and Shane Smith gives them 6 innings of beautiful baseball. 6 innings, 4 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 7 strikeouts, 87 pitches. The Rule 5 pick who hadn't pitched above Double-A has a 2.08 ERA. Let's go. 17 whiffs, 14 called strikes, a 36 called strike plus whiff percentage, 15 called strikes and whiffs on his four-seamer, 9 called strikes and whiffs on his changeup. Sox starters with 30-plus called strikes and whiffs on less than 90 pitches since 2021. Cease did it, I think, on opening day in 2023. Rodon did it August 7th, 2021. Rodon did it May 31st, 2021. Davis Martin did it August 7th, 2024. Clevenger did it September 13th, 2023. Kopech did it April 25th, 2021. Lance Lynn did it September 5th, 2021. Giolito did it July 28th, 2021. Crochet did it June 30th, 2024. Lance Lynn did it then again on June 29th, 2021. And then I don't have the dates on these, and I'm not making this up. Touki Toussaint did it. Crochet did it again, and then Clevenger did it. So it's mainly just a way to shout out Touki Toussaint again. But yeah, hit that like button for the White Sox win. I am excited about this team. It's frustrating that you haven't been able to get this offense. But as I said, Benintendi is going to be coming back. Tauchman's going to be coming back. Slater's going to be coming back. I think that the at-bats will get more and more professional. Tice has been very good behind the plate. Caro's been very good behind the plate. Both of them have been decent, at least making contact with the bats. You look at first base now, Vaughn, they're hyping up his expected stats. You're probably going to see a decent amount of Vaughn, I think, until probably July. I don't think that his runway's short. Even though Elko's up, Elko probably has the shorter runway of the two, especially with Vaughn hitting home runs on Friday and Saturday, driving in a run on Sunday. Unless Elko just starts to mash like home runs left and right, Elko will have the shorter runway of those hitters. But, if Vaughn's hitting home runs, I'm not complaining. If Vaughn's hitting the ball to the pole side like he did in the third inning to drive in the run, I'm not complaining. You look at second base, you have Mydroth, you have Brooks Baldwin, depending on the day. You have Lenyn Sosa, again, depending on the day. You have now Josh Rojas, who is up at third base. Vargas, who's playing third base. I think Vargas should be mainly the third baseman until June. There's no real reason for, I think, Rojas to play. It's nice that Rojas is here. He's a very professional bat on the bench. He's a left-handed bat if you need somebody against a righty. But Vargas, I think, has shown enough since they made that stance change to see that, once he's healthy, if they think that this is a lower half issue that's affecting his power, if he's able to heal this up, he said he was ready. I think Vargas should at least be getting a shot at third base. Shortstop, it should be either Mydroth or Brooks. Who's ever not playing at shortstop should be playing at second base. Brooks played left field today, so I'm also fine with Brooks just roaming around. Robert in center, and then, you have Tauchman whenever Brooks isn't playing in left field when he comes back. Benny's your DH against righties, and then Elko's your DH against lefties. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Goop Like Soup has an interesting question here. What happens to Corey Lee then? 3 catchers until the deadline, send Caro back down. Kind of seems unfair for him. I don't know what will happen. Corey Lee has options. So I think that it probably means Corey Lee going down to AAA. I don't think that there would be a reason to stop Caro developing at the major league level. I do think that it seems unfair to him. I thought Tice has some value, but there really isn't a place to put him on the bench if he's not catching. And you don't want Caro not catching because his whole development is about him being a catcher. I think, too, Corey and Tice really aren't even that dynamic as first baseman. You'd rather see Elko or Vaughn there. They don't bring enough pop on the bench. I think you probably try to just see once Lee's done with his rehab, if you could send him down to Charlotte. He probably won't be happy about that, but Corey Lee isn't like a true major leaguer. He's like a fringe major leaguer. He's a good, decent second catcher, a great third catching option, which he probably will be. He knows his future isn't with the White Sox. He's got Caro and Teal ahead of him. Those guys will be the White Sox catchers in 2026. So, if Corey Lee has a shot with the White Sox, unfortunately, I think it kind of folded, for lack of a better term, in Cleveland with his injury back in April. Like, I just don't know if he's going to have much time here, because I don't think it makes sense to have 3 catchers on this roster, especially when you're trying to develop one. One thing that Caro said was that he was frustrated, or I think Sergio Santos said this when they actually called up Caro in the video, was that Caro has been frustrated with the lack of catching because him and Teal were splitting catching duties in Charlotte every other day. I think that if you're going to be sending Caro down, he has to be catching a ton, and that's going to hurt Teal's development, and I think that's why they ended up calling Caro up regardless, and he's been performing well. So I think that you're probably going to see Corey Lee optioned, but we'll see. Again, this might just mean Tim Elko gets optioned back down. I don't think that he's going to have much of a time here. Victor Von Doom votes for Palacios to be the first one to get sent down. I agree, but he plays the outfield. Elko doesn't play the outfield. Elko does one thing, and he hits the ball far. I don't think that there's going to be much room for him. I think Workman also is, for talking about people on rehabs. Workman is on a rehab with Corey Lee as well. I think that Workman probably will just be released, sent back to Detroit. I think that his time in the White Sox is pretty much done. He's going to have to be off the roster at some point. So that's going to do it for the CHGO White Sox postgame show. If you have any thoughts, make sure that you become a diehard today. I'm always chatting with people in the Discord. We were talking a little bit today, wishing Sox Mom 72 a Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day in there. We were getting excited about Tim Elko. So if you're excited about Tim Elko and want to chat, come chat with us in the Discord. You can also get a shirt when you sign up. So scan that QR code. Do we have the Pope stuff?
We got the Pope
graphics
stuff.
Okay. Real quick, because it is Mother's Day, the one thing that my mother has been texting me a ton is all of this Pope news. This came out on Thursday after we did our post-game show. The then Reverend Robert Prevost in the top left corner with his friend Ed Schmidt and Schmidt's grandson at the 2005 White Sox World Series Game 1 at U.S. Cellular.
What is this world that we live in?
What is this world? Then Sox on 35th, Joe Binder finds the moment in the 9th inning when they cut to the crowd, and who is shown in the crowd shot? Pope Leo the 14th. And then on Friday, the first game where they officially play, where the Pope is announced as a White Sox fan, there is a firework up in the top left that resembles a cross. You see the Sox win. The Sox post this to their social media. Darren Georgia takes the photo, the Sox photographer, and there's a cross in the top left. And Art But Make It Sports compares it
Chicago
to...
owns the church, and Chicago owns the world.
Yes. Yeah, hey, there you go. Chicago is everything. So the Pope is a White Sox fan, and that's been what my mom's been texting me about. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms who are White Sox fans. Shout out to Cam Boozer, who got his first White Sox save. And then a final thing, Travis Sawchik said the Rockies, the current team that is the current worst team in the major leagues, are being outscored on average by 3.43 runs per game. The 2024 Sox were being outscored by 1.8 runs per game. So the Rockies of this year are much worse than us. Okay, so we might not be holding on to the 121 loss record for long. Hit that thumbs up button for Tim Elko. Hit that thumbs up button for your mom. Hit that thumbs up. Well, that sounded weird. Hit that thumbs up button for all the moms out there. Make sure you're subscribing to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Shout out to Sarah for producing the show. I'm Sean Anderson. We will talk to you on Tuesday for the recap of the series opener against the Reds. Goodbye.
Y'all
the mayor.